Hey there, so today before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps out. Hit that bell for daily notifications so we can go over stuff, we can laugh at it, make points and on. And if you want to go further, you're under no obligation to do so. But if you want to help the channel out, there are links in the description. One of those is the Case of the Littlest Umbrella. And I want to thank everyone again sincerely for helping us hit 2 huge milestones with this. We're still in demand, so we're still working on this. And the whole thing with that 2 comic books, 1 message, we do not have to walk lockstep with any gatekeepers out there. We can defy them and we can enjoy it in the process. But more on that at the end of the video. So today I want to return to one of my favorite places out there, Yelp. Yelp, a wonderful, wonderful little outlet. Now this is something that a lot of people have been talking about, and I talked about this in a live stream. In fact, there are 2 things in this that are really worth considering. I will put both in a separate video because they're too abstract. You know, you're talking about one idea that's kind of funny, and one idea that, well, it's questionable. It's questionable in the you could get fined for this stuff heavily aspect. If you go through this, you get a feeling for a certain person too. And there's one specific review that people have been talking about that truly showcases that. You know, if you go through here, you roll down, you hit a certain review for P.F. Chang's. And this one, it's one of my favorite things that TOYE has been involved in because it showcases that. Do you know who I am? If you don't know who I am, you don't know who we are, well, you're about to find out because now I always felt like this type of passive-aggressive or just overtly aggressive mentality was showcased toward Vic Mignogna. I mean, if you look at this and you look at other statements out there, you can kind of get a feeling for who this person is. I also thought it was kind of interesting how certain people are leveraged to say, I'm important because, and well, let's look at this together. P.F. Chang's closed 3/26/2016, 1-star review. We went there today. There were no less than 10 tables dirty. They turned us away by saying there was a 2-hour wait, and there was no one in the waiting area. We are guests of this city. Monica Rial is my fiancée. We were here for a major convention. If you Google her name, you'll find out why I was upset. They treated us with the utmost disrespect. The manager, Kent, was deplorable. The 2 women working there were condescending and rude. Brendan Smith, I would like to have a conversation. Your people were astoundingly rude and overwhelmed. This is Anime Boston weekend. There is 25K plus people at the hotel. I came to see my fiancé, and your staff told us to leave by saying, bye-bye. She was a blonde girl. I can't remember her name, but I expect a call. I will be calling corporate Monday to ask if this is how they want their company represented. We took our business to Typhoon Asian Bistro. They had a great service, and we're honored to have us eat at their establishment. So when you look at this, there are hallmarks all over it that, well, like I said, are pretty stinking entertaining. We are guests in this city. Do you know who we are? My fiancé is. I mean, can you imagine leveraging somebody that's with you like this? My fiancé, do you know who she is? 25,000 plus people are here because of a specific convention, and they're here to see her. Not here to see other people and her. Oh no, she is the headliner out here. You should be honored to have us sitting at one of your tables. I mean, it's amazing when you look through that. What's interesting about it as well, and something that you'll find in these, is you don't only have this, but afterwards you also have the place that, well, is going to get the business as well. Typhoon Asian Bistro. Great food and service. We were seated right away. Thank you for treating us exceptionally better than P.F. Chang's. You know, because they were, what's that word again? Oh yeah, they were honored. They were honored to have us eat at their establishment. Now, can you imagine the conversation that makes somebody say, oh my God, we're honored there? I mean, you do wonder if somebody carries around a headshot saying, To my fiance, love you, and then Monica across the bottom to say again, this is my proof of exactly who I am. Oh man, that's good stuff though, isn't it? It's beautiful stuff indeed. You have a few things like this too. And when you go through all of it here, you find this entire passive-aggressive setup between other places too. The same thing here, the same type of story and everything. And again, when you look at that and you transfer it over to something else, you kind of get a feeling for who somebody is. I mean, looking at this, FT33 closed. We had reservations and we were running a few minutes behind. There was a bad accident on 75. When we got there, the hostess, who was nice, told us she had just canceled our reservation 3 minutes prior to our arrival. They didn't call us to ask if we were coming in. Don't bother with this place. We went to Meerkat right up the road and it was great. Customer service is huge to me. They had tables they left empty for 45 minutes. We waited at the bar for a table. They told us that the two-seater table was empty just in case a party of 4 showed up. These tables were separated and set up for 2. And on top of that, there was a table set up for 4 that was empty for 30 minutes, and the party was late for their reservation, but they didn't cancel theirs. You notice the loop around for passive-aggressive statements. They canceled me, but they didn't cancel them. And how dare they not seat us? We booked this reservation on an open table. Now I have a cancellation on my account and a bad taste in my mouth for this place. Because you don't contact a place. Therefore, it's their fault. You don't succeed at something, it's their fault. You get a kind of feeling from that, don't you? When I let the staff know we would be leaving, a manager came up and said they were trying to seat us, but it would take a while. We chose to leave and had a great experience right down the road. It was a disappointing experience given their reviews. So you see this. You see people, of course, going in and laughing at it, but you see this afterwards. The food here is amazing. The atmosphere reminds me a little place in Paris. You have Paris always come up in these too. I would encourage you to read this stuff. They had 2 guitarists playing songs and having fun. The drinks were great and our waiter was attentive without being overbearing. He was great. We will be going back and making this one of our regular spots. Again, going to the place, having a bad experience because of, and going and making sure that you say, hey, the place that we went, it was a lot better than the place we were at. Like I said, these kind of things, these little snippets, give you a feel for who somebody is, what they bring to that proverbial table, what they bring to the real word table as well, and what kind of actions or interactions they would indulge in. I find this stuff to be rather telling, again, when you go out and look at that, because. But anyhow, you should look over all of these. There's 3 pages of them. They're pretty entertaining. We went through them at live stream, and there's another one that I'll break down on its own. Why? Because of a process called astroturfing, and how that's beyond questionable. But anyhow, leave your comments about this. I'm curious how this strikes you. Again, it gives us a feeling for somebody, and it's kind of funny in the process. So if you like this content, as I said before, make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit that bell for daily notifications. If you enjoy a video, like it, share it, showcase it. It helps it out, and it makes this message get out there loudly. You want it to get out there loudly. Beyond that, too, make sure that you check out the links in the description if you want to. We have 2 comic books associated with this one, Case of the Littlest Umbrella, All Ages Lovecraftian Tale, plus another one that talks about all of the madness that took place in comics and, looking back, what it could be, what it should be, and no matter what it becomes, still, what kind of marker that was. We have all types of stuff that's still here too. We have a limited edition print tier. You can check that out before they're all gone, and so on. So again, if you want to check that out, you can definitely, and I appreciate that. Also, leave me your comments on this wonderful, wonderful thing here. Like I said, this is an absolute goldmine. It has reviews for Chris Sabat's place, which again is its own conversation. You could ask some interesting questions about Chris, about a certain company, about certain people and their relationship back and forth. 3 pages of this stuff. After leaving your comments, too, remember this before you leave. I appreciate you. A lot of places out there, they've forgotten who makes someone successful, what makes an endeavor successful. I do not want to be like these people. They have told you as companies, as voice actors, and people in their periphery to go away. Well, if you need something to walk toward, you're definitely welcome here. Ending again, thank you. I appreciate you, and we'll be doing this stuff again soon. Thanks.